Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Keller Williams Realty Technologies KW Technology Community Weekly Webinar. It is Friday, May 13th. Happy Friday to you all. As Brenda would say, I'm going to say happy lucky Friday to those of you that are not superstitious. That's kind of silly. Lucky Friday for those of you that are not superstitious. That means you are superstitious, but that's okay. We know what today is. Here's what's on our agenda. We're going to go over some quick EEdge updates. We have had some good updates started May 11th, so you should have seen some of that. If not, I'll explain to you what those are. We're going to give you a KW website update brought to you by our subject matter expert, Paul Polanski, with our support team. I'll introduce him here in just a little bit once we start talking about the KW website updates. We're going to talk about the KW workshop. We have Gail of Florida, and I'm so excited to have Gail on the call with us. She's one of our longtime ambassadors. We'll be introducing her in just a little bit and what she's learned with the KW workshop. Any upcoming events that we have coming up until, I believe, May 30th is what our schedule shows, but you can see many more dates after that. Our schedule is filled until the end of June. And then, of course, any questions that you all have regarding any of the information that's on here or anything else, you know that we're here for you guys. So let's get started. We're going to get started with the EEdge updates. There was quite a few updates done on May 11th, and this week's release from Market Leader included some significant navigation changes. Your agents are going to see a pop-up when they first log into EEdge. How many of you saw a pop-up? Raise your hands or let me know through the questions module. Curious to know if you're getting that pop-up. And it just lets you know, hey, here's what we've done. Here's what's changed. They can click around. This only shows up one time, by the way. This isn't one you even have to mark. You'll notice that it says clearly on the bottom to close this notice. Click on the X in the upper right hand corner. You'll only see this notice once, so don't expect to see it again. It's tough getting those screenshots. Okay, you also notice the email and reminders tab has disappeared. Let's think about this. Many of you have been with KW for a while. Many of you were a part of the EEdge launch. I know Gail, that's on the call, definitely was a part of the early EEdge launch. And look at how much cleaner this dashboard is. So many less navigation menus. We've actually removed an additional one. That additional one is your emails, the reminders tab. It's gone. It's disappeared. And you can access your email and reminders by clicking on the icons on the top of the dashboard. I'm going to show you guys those. They're right here. So this is going to be your reminders, and this is going to be your email. So right there in your face, we don't need another drop down to show those. Oh, I like that. Someone else says that they were there from the beginning. I'm sure a lot of us were there from the beginning. In fact, Sarah is a 10-year anniversary with KW. Congratulations, Sarah. And now anybody else that was a part of the early EEdge, let me know. That's a really great thing. We'd love to hear about that. All right, now actually should have changed that heading. I apologize about that. The new listings tab. So you're going to be able to manage listings and search MLS all into one single listings tab. So when you hover over the listings tab, you get the drop-down menu to look at the entire MLS or to manage your listings. We also call it marketing your listings, and this is what it will look like if you are marketing your listings. Mahogany remembers the early e-agency sites, only 5 templates old. That's funny. That's one of our back in my day type scenarios, isn't it, Mahogany? All right, let's continue. Now, you also get a price indicator on listings. I love this. So you get, if you're sending your agents' listing alerts. If they are receiving listing alerts from you, anytime there is a price change up or down, it's going to show right there on the screen. It's not necessarily going to show the up or down, but it's a great call to action to get them to click on that listing, to get them to inquire more information about that, to connect with you. So this is a really nice addition to EEdge. These are 3 great releases that Market Leader has provided for us. Hopefully you all find value in all 3 of those. As always, let me know if you have questions regarding the EEdge updates that came out March 11th. All right, now we are going to introduce well, actually, Paul, why don't you go ahead and come on the line right now. Let me know that we can hear you, and then I'll bring up your slide where I introduce you.
Hello, everybody. How are y'all doing today?
Beautiful, Paul. Your audio is coming in loud and clear. So before I talk to Paul, I did want to show you guys this. This is what many of you that are in Group 3 will see when your website is ready to use. This is one that you can click on and say, hey, don't show this one again. This is a great reminder for your agents to start setting up their website. There was a question that came in earlier in the questions module saying, hey, do I get an email as a tech ambassador that my website's ready or that the agents are getting a website? The answer to that's no. If you are an agent, you're going to get the same email your agents get as long as all the criteria that needs to be followed is followed and everything is done on your behalf. And we're actually going to talk about that with Paul Polanski. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I have on the line Mr. Paul Polanski. Now you'll notice that picture that's on there, and I know Paul's probably giggling to himself. That is not Paul Polanski. That's the author, Paul Polanski. Paul could not provide me with a great picture, so I said that I was going to use that. So we don't have a picture for Paul. You all are just going to have to imagine what he's like, but he is the KW website subject matter expert, plus with many other tools through KW. He's been a KW support representative for about 2 years, also a U.S. Marine, and he is a history nut. So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to welcome one of the gentlemen that is hammering out your questions, your agent's questions, Mr. Paul Polanski. Welcome, Paul.
Thank you for the introduction.
You're welcome, my friend. Thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. So I wanted to ask you a few questions about the KW agent website. And when we were talking, you said one of the biggest challenges that you all face in the support team is really just handling that initial call. So let's say that somebody's having a problem with the KW agent website, and you know they're used to calling KW support. We'll push the phone number out there. We have the email address out there. Can you talk us through that process and how the MC techs might be able to help our support team and help themselves out by getting them to the right people at the right time?
Yeah, so you know, mainly right now we're dealing with the rollout. So if you have agents that are having issues with the rollout itself, definitely, you know, have them call us at support. But if there are questions on the website itself, so you get access, you get into it, and then you have questions, we haven't really delved into these new websites yet, and Playster is actually going to be the first point of contact for all of that. So if someone does happen to call us, you know, we'll take a cursory look and see what we can do. But for the most part, we're going to be getting you to Playster support directly. So that's definitely something you want to tell your agents. And so once they get the website, you know, first point of contact for any questions with the website itself should go to Playster directly.
Okay, and there are many places in Playster to provide that provide the contact information. A lot of great videos and such on there, and I think that's an important point, is that the KW support team a lot of times will be playing the middleman. Absolutely will be available to help you out every single day. They're learning more and more about the KW websites and adding their own information. The real experts at this time are going to be the Playster team, and then the support team's always going to be involved with us in helping us to get any issues that are consistent, any of those big ticket issues that are causing a lot of agents a lot of problems. So we're gonna be working directly with them. And if you guys have any troubles, let us know. Let our support team know. Our support team can handle any of those escalations. Norma did say that Playster's doing a great job helping it set up on the website, helping out with the progress. So that's great. The support number, Jessica, I will get that for you. I'll show that to you all here in just a moment. And it is an 800 number, I believe, but I will certainly provide you all with that here before the end of the call. All right, so what I have on the screen, KWLS and MLS ID, and this is something, Paul, that we've talked about a lot during the last couple of ambassador calls. So tell us a little bit about this. What's going on here with these two? What is it that agents need to do? What happens, if they don't, so on and so forth? Can you walk us through this issue?
Definitely. So, to get the Playster website, when the rollout happens for your office, you have to have an MLS Agent ID in white pages, which is something that the agent can't do themselves, and the office has to do, and then having that @kw.com email address in place. We're trying to drive it home to agents and offices that this information is really important. And so if you have someone that is missed, so the rollout happens for your office, and someone happens to not have one of these pieces of information, it's important to know that when you do get the information in place, it's not going to be instant. You're not going to instantly get that website in place. It's basically you're going to go on the list for the next rollout, and then and we've seen this with consistency that you will get on the next one, but you do have to wait for that next rollout. So it's important as a tech coordinator or ambassador or just any office leadership to put it out there to get that information in place for all agents. And I know that there's a great report out now that leadership has access to that can see all the agents in the office, and to make sure that they have both of those pieces of information in place.
Great. Now, so they missed the rollout. If they miss the scheduled rollout, they're going to be a part of the next rollout as long as everything is in place, meaning the MLS ID is correct. They have their KW email address. What about their IDX? Do they have to have their IDX agreements in place before they're turned on?
Now that's something that I'm not too sure about, because what Playster's doing is actually reaching out to offices directly. So this is something kind of behind the scenes that we haven't seen the process on, but from what I've seen so far, that's going smoothly. I'm just not too sure, but I believe they're getting that to office leadership, and then all of that's getting handled for the whole office, that way.
Yeah. All right, a question came in from John. So sorry, John, I don't have a good answer on this. I have an answer. It's not a great answer, but it's an answer. There is no current report to find out which agents currently have or do not have a KW email address. We are working on that report. It has been requested. So that is something we absolutely know we need and you need. So that's the most important. That's a most important thing. I know some of you are dealing with a lot of the MLS issues with your market center. I've seen some specific complaints about that process. Here's what I need you all to do, and you could do this now. I'll leave this open for a while. Please submit any kind of issues that you have regarding the IDX setup, what challenges that you're dealing with, and I will take this report, those reports, and send them directly to the product managers just so that they get that. Kyle's asking, does a KW email need to be on the KW White Pages profile? The answer to that, Kyle, is no. They just need to request the KW email address. And they're going to do that right here under KW email sign up. So as long as they are signed up for the KW Google account, that KW email address is also going to sign them up for the KW Google account. Okay, before I continue, Paul, a couple questions came in about the Market Center websites and who has access to edit the Market Center websites. Do you have any information on that at this time?
So I know that no Market Center website has rolled out yet, as far as we know. But the way it should work, from what we understand, is that it will be the MCA that initially has access to that website. Okay. So the MCA will go in just like any other agent will, and that link will take them to the Market Center website.
Yes.
And then they'll be able to access that and edit it. And then, you know, as time goes on and everything gets smoothed out, they're going to give access to other leadership positions as well.
When you say they, our team or the Market Center administrator will have that ability?
On that would be on our side, because we just have to, you know, figure out which roles are going to get access and how to enable that.
Gotcha. The question is, what about assistant MCAs that we really don't know, Kelly? A lot of times the assistant MCA role piggybacks on the MCA role, but not all times, so we won't know that until a little bit later. Great questions, but you all know exactly when that's happening. No, we have no estimated date on the rollout of Market Center websites at this time. Again, these are great questions to ask. Please keep it coming. I take all the common questions and send those to the product manager, so we need that information. And Krista, that would be a Playster support question, your question directly, Krista Schwartz. Okay, so Natasha is telling me she pulled up an MLS ID report, and the section states if the agent has an email or not. So, Natasha, I think what that means is the KW email address might be in White Pages. That might be a new link or a new category. Have any of you all seen that before? If that's a new category, that means that was something that was initiated, launched, and we weren't informed. You all may have found it before we did. So let me know what more you know about that. While you're doing that, so that we can stay right on time, I would love to introduce our next speaker. Gail, why don't you pop on the line? Before I do that, thank you, Paul, very much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Paul a big hand. Paul did want to mention one more thing on the Market Center intranet. I had that on the screen. Paul, can you tell us really quickly what's going on with that?
I definitely can. So we have an issue right now that we're seeing where the Market Center intranet system isn't communicating with our White Pages profiles. So if you have new agents that come in, you're not going to be able to add them to those groups that you like, you know, to send for the whole office yet, as well as any agents that are in there, but they have a new email address that they've added to White Pages. So none of that is updating at this time. We are working closely with Back Agent on this to get it fixed as soon as possible, and you know, we're keeping on them to get this done, and so we just kind of have to wait. There's no real workaround on this. We just kind of have to wait till they get this fixed to be able to start using the Market Center intranet like we're used to. And I also wanted to add one other thing with that report for the MLS info. That is the @kw.com email address. They just added that report in there, or that section to that report. So that is the @kw.com email address, and whether they have it or not.
Hey, that's awesome. See, we told you guys we would fix that right away. Look at us. All right, awesome. Hey, everyone, let's give Paul a big hand. Thank you, Paul, very much for that. Yay, Paul. All right, next on the agenda, we're going to talk about the KW website workshop. The next speaker that I have on the line is one of my very favorite office ambassadors. She has been an ambassador from the very, very beginning, Miss Gail Sardegna. Gail, can you say hi to everybody, please, so I can make sure your audio is coming in loud and clear?
Hello, everybody.
There she is. Hi, Gail.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. So Gail's been an agent since 2003, so she's been around for a little while as an agent. She is a Tampa Central ambassador, not just a Tampa Central ambassador. She's really the North Florida regional trainer. She travels all around the area, training those market centers, getting them excited about KW technology. All of us would be blessed to have a Gail in our region. I'm sure there's many other Gails out there, and we thank you all very much for what you do. Gail, thank you for what you do. You've been a big supporter of the ambassador program of KW Technology, and of course of both Brenda and I, and we want to thank you for that.
Thank you very much. I found my home in real estate in 2003 when I joined KW.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so hey, let's talk a little bit about the KW website workshop. And while I have Gail on the line, I'd like to hear about any of you that have run the workshop, any experiences you've had, and maybe we'll talk to you as well. So first of all, Gail, the first time you ran this workshop, how many people did you have on the call?
In the first workshop, it was 52.
52, and I said the call, but this is a live class. So you got 52 people in your classroom. How in the heck did you get 52 people in a technology class, I guess is the best way to put it?
I think everybody was so excited about Placer, but I basically just followed the facilitator guide, sending out the emails in advance, preparation homework, and the email recommendation of don't forget to bring. And everybody was excited and they were there. In fact, we had to turn some people away.
Wow. So you feel like one of the reasons you were able to get so many people in is because you all were prepared and provided a lot of great information before the class. Is that what I hear you saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wow. That's great. All right, so tell me about challenges. What kind of challenges were you experiencing during, let's say, even before the class, marketing it during the class, and maybe even after the class?
I think the biggest challenge that I faced personally was just the fact that typically I will allow questions during any kind of training event in the interim, but with this Placer rollout, there is 3 hours of information, so I really had to enforce that they had to write down their questions and wait till the end. And I offered to stay after and go to even another room if necessary, if the training room was going to be occupied, because they couldn't ask the questions in between. The only other thing that I did was I made sure that everybody understood that if their homework wasn't done, they couldn't talk. They could come, but they couldn't talk at all.
I love that. I hope you guys will take some note from that. If you didn't do the homework, you can still come if you were signed up, but you can't talk. I love that. That's awesome. And so how many people came and were not able to talk, Gail?
All 52.
All
52 were prepared. No, they were all prepared.
I got you. They
I
all did their
misunderstood
homework.
your question.
No,
Yes,
quite all right.
did.
They all did their homework. I couldn't imagine they didn't. So they all did their homework. That's awesome, and the homework is there for you. So it took 3 hours. Did you end on time?
Ended at 5 minutes early.
That's impressive. So when I say 3 hours, the workshop is scheduled for 3 hours. So be aware of that. All right, that's fantastic. So we provide you with all the materials that you need, the student materials, the student guides, the instructor manuals. Were they easy to use?
Absolutely. I basically followed the facilitator guide and created a PowerPoint from that. And I also used from the workshop where you send out the email, the homework guide, the video for them to watch. Everything was all provided. It was just putting it together in an organized manner for us to present.
Super. And a lot of people are asking, hey, what is this? What's this thing you're telling me about? And I'm going to let me get that out of the way. I'll show you all that here in just a moment. Okay, so the materials were easy to use. Now, what kind of problems did you have? Any setbacks? Anything like that?
The only thing that I encountered were two small things. One, you cannot copy and paste your mobile app URL into creating a page menu item on Playster. You have to actually type it in.
You mean, okay, on the KW website?
Correct. On the new website, you can't copy and paste your mobile app URL in there. You have to type it in.
Okay.
And
so,
then the only other thing, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
The only other thing was that on the facilitator guide, I felt that adding a menu and adding a page needed to be closer together rather than the way it was recommended, because you can't add a menu item without adding a page.
Okay. So it sounds like there were just a couple of things that were maybe not clear, and as trainers, we need to clarify, clean up, and make sure are right. And I appreciate you doing that. And you're probably right. The area, that one should supersede the other. Definitely take a look at that. But outside of that, it doesn't sound like you had many problems. Which, a class of 52 agents learning technology for 3 hours. No major setbacks. There was no heart attacks or panic attacks or anybody.
No, I had a couple of deer in the headlight looks.
Deer in the headlights.
Oh, I'm overwhelmed. But they all made it through.
Yeah, deer in the headlight syndrome is definitely something we can deal with. We won't consider that a major setback. So that's great. Robert's asking, hey, did people get lost like throughout it, or do you feel like they were right on track? And that may even fall into the same at the end, where we're looking at results. What kind of results did you get? Were people lost? Are they still on track? What's going on with that?
Well, that's what was so astonishing. Is the one thing that I had the opportunity to do is in both of the workshops that I held already for the Playster, they both sent out the judgment forms, as I call them.
Yeah.
And not only that, besides the feedback, and everybody was very positive that they felt it was very easy to follow.
Yeah.
Many comments about being easier than EEdge, that they felt that they'd accomplished it, and that didn't matter whether it was a high-tech person or someone that really has difficulty even signing in on their email. They still were able to follow.
So I want you all to get what she said. What Gail is saying is that this workshop is based on a product they're very excited about because it's super easy to set up. There's really not much to it. There's not a lot to learn. It's a great tool. It's very powerful, and there's a lot of excitement behind it. So you should be taking advantage of the KW workshop. So a lot of people are asking questions like, hey, is this something Gail put together herself? Where did she get it? Can I get a copy? How do I do this? Gail, I think like everybody wants you to come to their area. You're going to be busy as heck. So here's the reality of what this is: a product that was developed by the KW Technology Training Team. It's available to all of you as trainers, okay? So here's how you get to it. You go to the education link and you click on KWU Connect. That's the first drop-down menu that you'll find. Once you're in KWU Connect, the easiest way to find the workshop is literally by typing in the term workshop. So I'm doing that now, and I know you guys are probably lagging just a little behind on me on the screen. So I just clicked on workshop, and it's going to bring up those results. Now the result I see here is a KW Getting Started workshop. It's result number 3 or 4. If I click on that link, here is everything you need about the workshop. It tells you the details, who it's for, how long it should take, the recommended number of participants. Gail happened to double, almost triple that. That's fine. She somehow was able to manage it. If you'll notice, I'm going to click on course materials. Here's where you can find all of the course materials. So the first thing you're going to do is download the facilitator guide so that you can know exactly what to do. And in fact, what we'll be doing in the very near future, we're going to change these names to match a little bit more clearly about what they are. You can't change them in KWU Connect, so we're going to take care of that for you. But the facilitator guide will walk you through step by step exactly what you need to do. In other words, it'll say, you need to send an introduction message to participants. Here is a copy of it. You edit it. You send it out. Now, once they get that, then you make sure they have a copy of the agent website maps site settings. That means when they're looking at the agent website, they know exactly what button does what section goes where. And then the facilitator will have a preparation checklist. This is going to tell you what you need to do, when you need to do it, and who you need to do it for. Walks you through step by step. There is not necessarily a PowerPoint presentation that goes along with this, because a lot of what we're doing is in a live environment on your own website. So you're not presenting the slides, you're presenting your website, or a website that you're currently editing and working on. Tell, show, do. Okay, that's where the website workshop is. That's how you can get to it, and that's what you all can do with it. So take advantage of the KW Agent website workshop. So Robert is saying, I had trouble printing the maps, too small to read. Okay, we'll look at that. Gail, did you have any trouble with the maps?
The maps on
the what we call the map guide that will walk you through. It has the numbers. I'll bring one of those up. Too much margin on the space for the paper. All right, sir, I will take a look at that for you. I'll bring that up, what that looks like. I'm pretty sure I downloaded one here just a moment ago.
While you're looking for that, Kevin, the one thing that I had the opportunity to do is because they were asking how. In the first class, I had the opportunity to do a split screen. So I had my PowerPoint on one and my live website on the other.
Yeah.
So they got to see not only what I was telling them, but how I did it simultaneously.
Yeah. Well, this is the map, and apparently you all are having some trouble with the prints. We'll look at that. Thank you. That's awesome, Robert. All right,
yeah,
everyone.
That's the document that I told you about.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay, we can work on that, fix that for you. All right, hey everyone, let's give Gail a big hand. Thank you, Gail, so much. That's really great information. We really appreciate it. We're going to talk a lot more about the KW Agent website workshop. If you all want more information on that, we'll meet with Brenda next week and tell her. Thank you all very much. Thank you, Gail. All right, here's our upcoming events. You all see what's on the calendar. We have our spotlight for KW Technology. That's going to be Monday. I'm actually going to be presenting that live from another location. That'll be super exciting for you guys to be a part of. Of course, we'll have our weekly webinar for KW Technology community members. You'll be with Brenda on that one. And then Leading Edge Technology Strategies, where we have an agent talk about how they are maximizing KW Technology. And then, of course, lastly, the webinar for KW Technology community members. Memorial Day, we are closed. There will be no Monday webinar. All right, and hey, here's a little something that we did. This is what we did for Red Day. This is my team. I was a PM for this team. We helped. We made this theater for these kids, which is just so much fun. It turned out really great. This is a one-day project. We were able to put this thing together, paint it, and have it looking like a real stage, ready for the kids right away. And then we painted their little play area. Why don't you all let us know what you did for Red Day? We'd love to hear from you. And while you all are doing that, I want to thank you all for being here for today's presentation. And as always, stay on the edge of real estate technology by using KW Technology, and make it a great day at Keller Williams. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.